Whoa. So, I'm in yet another Kia, but don't think you know what my review is going to be like, because you don't know. You don't know. Oh, shh. Someone's phoning me, like, as I start my video. That's not great. But it's my brother. I should answer it, but I will in a minute. Yeah, guys, this might not be you used to be loving Kia, and I love this. I love it. There's one issue I have, but you'll find out now. But first, I want to know what kind of insurance I would pay if I bought what is like an entry level, like a really budget car, right? So I put in all my information onto the Hippo website, and I got the best I got was 530 Rand a month, and then a 7,500 Rand excess. So I want to know, if you have a Picanto, what do you pay for insurance? Uptown girl, backstreet boy. Oh no, I did. Now, I'm going to give huge credit where credit's due, you guys, and also knock myself and my expertise in the process. But I was driving this for a couple of days, and then I started doing some more research, because now I was going to, get all the information I needed for my video. And I was unconvinced that this was the entry-level Picanto, which is the 1 litre LX manual, okay? I was just like, no, I don't have that one. So I got back into the car, I looked around, I then went and did some more research, I then confirmed with the fleet manager. I was like, no, no. I'm still not convinced that I'm in the sort of like bare bones Picanto, like the entry into Picanto. And the reason is because it's not bare boned. But I still, just before I did this video, I double checked again, because I was like, I'm not convinced. Because guys, this just does not feel like a budget entry car when into the lineup, right? So it's 261,000 for this model, but it still comes with a host of features. It still feels very solid. I love the seats and the cloth and everything. It feels like I could be in the top of the range Picanto, and okay, obviously not the faux leather, but I think that is like testament to Kia and all of their model lineups. You never feel like you're in the entry if you've like gone for the cheapest of in the model lineup. Now, if you want to go up to the EX Plus model, which is what I spoke about now, like a faux leather and like bigger alloys and that sort of thing, then you're looking at like 326,000. Okay. I don't think you need to push it up to that, to be honest. Like, it's lovely, but my pick would be mid-range. So I would go with like the 1.2 litre EX manual. I probably would go for. I don't love the 4-speed auto in any car for that matter. But so I want to talk about this because this specific model, and I'm so glad I got it, because it just always like reminds me of how great the Kia brand is and what they offer customers. Until the one thing, right? So fabulous. ABS with EBD, ISOFIX, you've got like electric windows, you've got electric and adjustable and heated mirrors, you've got this 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you've got aircon, you've got your USB ports down there. It has like all the things that I think you need, like all the creature comforts without being excessive. You don't need anything else. Problem is, it does not have stability control, electronic stability control. And I just don't accept that anymore. I feel like at the least, every single car that gets onto the market should have electronic stability control, ABS, and there was something else I wanted to add into that list. Okay, those are 2 airbags. Okay, it was the third one. I think they should all have it across the line. Like, it should be like illegal not to. I would rather take something out, and I understand it's a business, obviously, and so customers maybe would take sort of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto or electric windows or something over something like stability control. But I'm like, no. If it's from a cost point of view for the manufacturer, like, get rid of something else and replace it with this, which is not the case. But anyways, that is the only letdown for me on this. So I wouldn't suggest getting the entry level one, even though it's fabulous in every other way. I would suggest that 1.2 litre EX, because then you get stability control. Safe. This is why I need electronic stability control. Speaking of like the engine, so this 1 litre 3-cylinder engine gives you 49 kilowatts of power, 95 Newton meters of torque, and it, like I said, it's meant to do this 5-speed manual transmission, which is fantastic. Okay, this transmission is lovely. It's like smooth shifting, stick shifting, and all that jazz. It's like mated well to this engine. I find this to be perfectly nippy for around town. It's like the ultimate little city car. I've been going up Campsway Drive a lot, and if you know that road, it's hectic. You can sort of push it a bit. You've got to really work the gearbox to get your momentum going. A lot of like second and then, dropping a gear. But for what this car is intended for, I think it's perfect. The 1.2 litre, you get 62 kilowatts of power and 122 Newton meters of torque. Again, I would just go with the manual, okay? From a fuel consumption point of view, so in the manual here, so it's 5 litres per 100 Ks. I'm sitting at 5.5, but like I said, I gunned it up and down that road, okay? Campsite driver, like, yeah, a number of times. So that's not great for the car, but it just shows, like, even though I was like, cunning, you can get it lower, okay, than 5.5. Someone asked me to put the NCAP rating. I haven't got it offhand yet. So someone in the comments, I'm sure, will correct me and put it in, the safety rating. I've spoken about the safety though, so now you know my thoughts on that regardless. I sort of mentioned that this also has a review camera. Like, I was in a R1 million car the other day and it doesn't come with a review camera. I'm like, wait, none of this makes sense to me. But anyways, here we are. So no electronic stability control, but a review camera. And then, yeah. I travel the world and the 7 seas. So close. Look, like 100,000 Picantos have been sold. Like, there is no denying the success of this car, and I love it. Like, I really do, and it is a car that I would 1,000,000 times over recommend. You'll notice that it's no longer like the street smart, it's not. It's now LX, EX, and then EX Plus at the top of the range. I would suggest going EX, EX Plus upwards, EX upwards. I've said that already. But it's interesting because, like, years ago, this was like, that first time car buying for, like, say, a student and like whatever. But actually the age has kind of gone up now. It's now you're sort of 26 to 30 something, early 30s. And that just shows you that, one, the car has almost become a little bit more premium in itself, and so is the pricing maybe. But all cars have. But I think that if I look at my husband, so we almost bought one when he was in his mid-30s, and we went with the Up, okay? Which I probably shouldn't say in this review, but actually I will. You can't get Up anymore, so now you have to get this anyway, so it's fine. So now, yeah. But I would highly recommend this for anybody who's just needing a sort of around town car. Luke has been very comfortable in here, so if you do have a child or two, there is enough sort of space. Just a little side note. I mentioned, like, Luca in here and having enough space and everything. The boot is really tiny. I didn't actually mention that, but you can see a shot of it. That is a packet, like a Woolworths packet, and it's not particularly big, so it will give you an indication. So if you've got prams and cots and all of that thing, you are going to struggle a little bit. Obviously, I'm big on space, right? But space requires money. And if this is where your budget is at, and I know that every penny counts when it comes to buying in this segment. I know when I bought a car back in the day, I bought Polo, but a second-hand one, and I had like 80,000 rand to spend, and they offered me one at 87,000 and had all these extra features. I couldn't go up that 7,000 rand. Like, there was just no way. So I get it. If you want this car, even though it doesn't have electronic stability control and you cannot afford the extra sort of 20,000 rand it is to go up to the EX Plus, then you'll still be very happy with this. And I think it will become, you know what it's going to do? It's going to get you into the Kia family and you're never going to want to leave. That's for sure. I feel like I babbled on. Do I have anything more fun in here? Let me do some fun stuff. Oh, there it is. Whoa.